What's up, my gnomies? Welcome to my channel, The Crafty Creech. My name is Crystal, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how I make my version of these cute little adorable gnomes. So here are all the possible materials I'm gonna use today. I've already got a mess going, but that is just the way my life is when I start crafting. We are going to need rubber bands, a glue gun, some rice, polyfill, and these are like little wooden balls you can pick up on Amazon. I have a whole bunch of other things here that just like some scrap fabric and stuff like that. Another important thing we are going to use is some wool yarn. This is going to be for the beards, so this is important. We're going to need yarn. You can use different colors if you want. I even have some purple and green here, so I don't know yet what I'm going to use. I'm just going to try and coordinate everything as best as I can. And I think that's all you need. Some pieces of fabric that are big enough where we can cut circles, and then just random scraps so we can make the hats and embellishments. And I also have some really cute beads here that I might possibly use to decorate the hat with. I don't know, we will see. First thing we're going to need to do is take our fabric and cut a circle. It does not need to be perfect. And this is going to determine how big your gnome is. So the bigger your circle is going to be how big your gnome is. I am using a vintage fabric that I picked up at like a yard sale or something. They had a box for free. And I love vintage linens and vintage material. Make sure you're using a very sharp pair of scissors. Oh, I got a nose going. Again, it doesn't need to be a perfect circle, just circle-ish. Okay, next we're going to put some rice down on the bottom, and this is going to weigh it down and give it something to kind of like just to be able to stand up. This is probably going to be a bigger size gnome, so I'm going to use a little bit more rice. I want it to be a little bit heavier. And I guess if you don't have rice, you can use dry beans. Then you're going to take some polyfill, like a handful of it, and you are going to place it inside. I feel like I need a little bit more. Then you take your fabric and you pull it all up to the top, like so. And then take your rubber band and tie it. Tie it up with your rubber band, nice and tight. Oops. Okay, so there's going to be the body of my gnome. Isn't that fabric so super cute? I don't know, I think it's like carrots or something. Maybe some little flowers, I don't know. But it's good for springtime. Okay, next we're going to make the hat. I have this coordinating, it's like a felt. And I want to make sure it's big enough for the gnome. This is sort of a biggish gnome. So make sure when you go to cut it, we're going to make like a triangle, sort of ish. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. I am not a perfectionist. My biggest thing is I just need it to be large enough to fit on my gnome. Because this is a bigger gnome. There it is. There's my hat. I'm letting my hot glue gun warm up, and I am going to glue this hat together so that way it will sit on the gnome like this. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue this, but I'm actually going to tuck it together and pinch it like this. So I'm going to glue it together like that. And my glue gun is over here, so you're not going to be able to see me do that, but just make sure you take your glue, hot glue, run it along like this, and then turn this side and glue it together like that. Okay, I've started gluing. Can you see that? I'm gonna try and get my glue. They don't make these cords long enough. So I'm gonna try and show you how I'm doing this. I'm just gluing here like so. And then I'm rolling this and pinching it and gluing it. Pull this over here a little bit closer to my glue gun. Gluing, putting the hot glue on. And then I am rolling and pushing down. Hold it for a minute or a couple of seconds at least. That way that gives the hot glue some time to cool off, and then it won't pull apart as you are trying to work. Always be careful because it is hot and you can burn yourself very easily. Okay, so there's my seam. And then when I put the hat on the gnome, it's gonna go on just like this. He, she is, whatever it is. And I made this one a tad bit bigger because I'm thinking I'm gonna put some cute little ears on it. So I wanna make sure I have enough where I can roll it like this so I can hide the bottom of the ears and have something to glue it to. So the nose will be here and then the beard. Okay, looks like I need to trim this. Looks a little bit sloppy to me, so just want to trim it up a little bit. Give it a nice even edge. All right. All right, so next I'm going to make the ears. I don't use any type of pattern. I just cut my fabric. Like so. So that's going to be one ear, and then I'm going to trace this like this. I like to try and waste the least amount of fabric as possible. So I just try to place everything on my fabric so I can get the biggest bang for my buck, I guess you can say. Okay, so those are going to be my ears. Like this. Cute little bunny ears. I'm going to trim this up a little bit. I'm going to add some of this for the inside of the ear. So that will be next. I'm gonna go straight across here. This will help give my ear some support because it feels a tiny bit flimsy right now. Just kind of cut it so it looks like an ear. Fix this a little bit too pointy for me. Your hot glue gun, and I'm going to take your hot glue gun and you're going to glue this. You're going to glue this piece onto this piece like that. There's my ears. I'm going to do the brown. You're gonna take your yarn and you're gonna fold it in half, like so, and then cut. Take your yarn, fold it in half, and cut. And cut. And then after that, you're going to take the yarn and you're going to pull it. This is what I love about this wool yarn. We can pull it and we can make it nice, fluffy little mustache and beard and all that. So I'm going to pull it apart. And this is going to be our beard. Find where we want the front of our gnome. So this is where your hat, you need to have your hat done first because it's helpful to know where you want your face of your gnome to be. So I think that looks good. And I'm going to start taking my little mustache and I am going to start gluing it on. I like mine to be nice and fluffy. I like to kind of add a lot. think that's enough, but you can keep going until you feel like the beard is nice and fluffy enough for you. So now I am going to attach the hat. Pull on it a little bit, make sure it's secure enough. Try and make sure the seam is towards the back. And then you can go ahead and glue. Actually, I'm going to take some polyfill and I'm going to shove it up in the hat because I want the hat to kind of have a shape and a little bit of support up in there. Okay. So now I'm going to take my glue. And I am going to secure my hat. Okay, now I want to put on my bunny ears. So make sure they're where you want them, because once they're glued on, it's not super easy to fix and change. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm going to take my glue gun. Oh, I'm going to glue my nose on before I secure my hat. Just hold it there for a few seconds so that way it doesn't fall off and it gives the glue some time to harden. Once this nose is dry, I'm going to secure the rest of the hat on with the hot glue. Add some glue under the brim of the hat and press down. Glue strands you might have, and I think he's cute. I think maybe I'm going to add a little bunny tail, cotton ball right there, be super cute. There's this little bunny tail. Okay, so this is where I like to look at him and see if he needs any embellishments, or sometimes I like to add flowers. Leaves to the flower. So I'm just using some scrap felt I have here. Kind of adjust it to where you want it and then glue it on. cute, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you like your little gnomes that you create. I feel like they all have their own little personalities.